Good morning. It is 11:34 a.m. Thanks, daylight savings time. Um, on Sunday, March 13th, 2016. I'm Christiana Ellis, and I just got up. This is 5 more minutes. So I was up late again playing more Batman Arkham Knight, trying to get all of those Riddler trophies. And I have to say, I've enjoyed playing this game quite a bit, and I want to get the true ending. But it's just too many Riddler trophies, you guys. Too many. Too many. I mean, I'm going to do it, but I'm irritated at this part of the game being required. Um, I mean, it's one thing, like, to have a lot of stuff if you want to get, like, the Platinum Trophy. But for actual story within game stuff, like, I like the idea of having the collectibles and all that, but, like, some of them are like there's no riddle to it. It's just a little thing that you have to go to a specific place to get, and they know in the game that it would be too hard to just actually, um, uh, to actually just find it. And so what they have you do is this other weird little mini game where you find certain guys on the street that are highlighted green, which means they work for Riddler, and Batman knows that somehow. And you interrogate them, and they tell you where some of the trophies are, and then it just appears on your map, and you just have to go there and just pick it up. There's no riddle at all. Now, some of them you have to do some sort of a weird little challenge, or you have to do like a race with the Batmobile or something like that. And sure, why not? Okay, my phone just buzzed. And some of them you have to solve some sort of a brain teaser or take a picture of something that relates to the riddle question. Like, those are fine, but I feel like a more reasonable number to have to get would be like half of what's there. It's just too much because it completely outbalances the game. It's like I was still picking them up where I found them as I played through the game normally, and I would occasionally spend a little bit of time going after those. But the problem is, there's so many of them that I did almost everything else in the game, and now I have to spend just hours and hours just going after the riddle trophies, and that is less fun. So, I'm just going to express my opinion now to the makers of Batman Arkham Knight. Too many Riddler trophies. I don't think I'm the only one. But then again, I mean, because, I don't know, some people like doing that part, I guess. I don't know. I There are some games where I do kind of go after all the collectibles, like the Infamous games, for example. I always do that. But at a certain point, I feel like, it's just like what I was saying. It's the number of them and the way that you find them has to be a bit more in tune with the rest of the game, in the sense that it doesn't totally make the game lopsided. It kind of sets the whole pacing of the game off if you know, well, anyway, I'm kind of just repeating myself at this point. But it's a problem that a lot of open world games have. Like, I really enjoy the Far Cry games, like Far Cry 3, Far Cry 4. I haven't played Far Cry Primal, the new one, because I'm not necessarily as into the whole caveman setting. But those have tons of collectibles too. But those are better in the sense that there's a bunch of them that, so like there's still a lot. But I feel like the game's balance feels a little bit more, like it feels more natural to just do those things as you go. Whereas in Batman, so often it has this really high drama stuff going on that drives you to do the next story beat instead of just wandering around for several hours looking for Riddler trophies. Whereas in Far Cry games, it's kind of all part of like, oh, what do you feel like doing right now? Hey, I know, I'm going to go over and do this outpost. Oh, but while I'm on my way there, I see this little treasure, so I'm going to go get that. And it all feels much more natural and part of the normal game rather than this sort of secondary task that you still have to do. See, because that's the thing in those Far Cry games is there's nothing in the story, nothing in the main story at least, that forces you to have to do it. Anyway, I suppose, I could still just skip that and then get the non-true ending, but that said, I still stand by my decision to switch it to the easy difficulty, and I am using a guide to find the Riddler Trophies, and I stand by it. That was the right call for me. Anyway, I will talk to you guys tomorrow for 5 more minutes.